since we got, a guy with way more knowledge than us, obviously, on here, have we ever done dream guns on this show? It kind of seems like we did.
No, I don't think we have.
Just fucking, whatever you want. Cabot 1911.
What's your dream gun?
It's a Select Fire MP5. Always has been since you could buy them in Shotgun News for like $4,000. What was that, like 20 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
It's always been an MP5. Now you got me on an HK kick, and I don't need to be on an HK.
Well,
but seriously, I don't have the money to even think about HK.
PSA is going to be releasing their 9mm.
They've been saying that for years, though.
Well, since last SHOT Show. But they keep saying they're getting closer, and they keep showing pictures of it. They're also supposed to release an FN barreled HK, or not HK, AK, and they're supposed to release a 545 and a 223.
I do remember hearing about that last year. Yeah.
So I'll believe it when I see it, like you said.
Yeah.
But if that's your dream gun, mine is kind of old school, and people would laugh at me. But I want a German G43.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Okay.
That's up there with like the fish and all right, actually, just to pause this so Justin can keep thinking. I see the wheels turning.
No, I already know.
So Roden's got a great question. What do you think about Zenith? I heard they bought HK's old machines and tools.
So they did, but they also have the actual data packets from HK.
Right.
They're great guns. I've shot a couple of them.
They're
pricey, and believe it or not, they're all HK's style guns like that are rattle traps. You're going to pay for this gun, you're going to get it, and you're going to look at it and go, why in the hell are there gaps where I can see through? Okay? Why does it look like a kindergartner spray painted them or did something like that? Every one I've ever seen, even the Zenith ones, and you're paying a premium for them.
Yeah, they're like 24 to 3200.
Yeah, they're not that much better than your damn Sentry rifles.
So
if you can get the monkey on the day at Sentry to make the gun correctly, it's okay.
That's fair. That's like a high point. Then.
Yeah,
that's right up our alley. We're like the high point of podcasts anyway.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, so
high point's up his alley.
I love them. I don't give a shit. Every high point I've ever had touched anything runs. They just run. I can throw dirt in the chamber. They fucking run.
And that's how I feel about the AK.
It's true. Yeah. But I do that with my ARs too.
Glocks do the same thing.
If you look at my box of magazines, they're all covered in mud. Even the overpriced
and I honestly think that's a good indicator of if the gun is going to work.
Yeah.
I mean,
why would I have a tool that doesn't work? I don't need a clean hammer.
What about that HK OG one?
The HK OG one is better by and far. Anything HK is got a premium on it. It's also got a lot more worth in trade and in sale.
That's an investment gun.
It's an investment gun. But the cool part about it is there's still so many parts available for them that you can run them. You can run them into the ground.
Yeah.
I've actually heard of 243s being made out of the PTR or the G3 style.
Oh shit.
The 6.5 Grindles, they're rebarreling the 308s to take them.
I have heard of that.
So they're doing that. There's rumor that they're supposed to be releasing, PTR is supposed to be releasing a 300 Blackout in their PTR 91.
Really?
And the PTR 32 is what they're going to be running that with. Which takes AK mags. And when we're talking about mags, so I'm a weird guy. I like polymer mags more than I like steel ones, even in my AKs. And the reason why, I've always gotten these dirty, and yet they'll find a way to work. Where the steel ones, if you get enough grit in, the follow will stick.
Yeah.
So I've always been the guy that's like, it looks kind of shitty in a way compared to the steel one, but I'd rather have this $8 mag than
and honestly, like, how many rounds have we run in fucking PMags, dude?
Yeah.
Thousands, right?
And
I don't think I've ever had a magazine issue with a PMag.
Well, so you do know
Mark and I did.
No, not a PMag. Anyway, do your dream gun first, and then we'll go into magazines tomorrow.
My dream gun is...
It wasn't a PMag then?
Mm-mm. Okay. My dream gun's a fucking RPK.
Oh, that's up there with a Druganov and...
fuck a Druganov, dude. I just want a fucking full auto fucking RPK.
7.62 or
7.62, man. 7.62. I want to be able to punch through fucking walls with that shit. That's my dream gun.
Okay. See, and the reason why I've always wanted a G43 is I'm an 8mm Mauser guy. Yeah. for if I had to go back in time, that's one of the rifles I would have snagged cases of on the Eastern Front.
Just like fucking SKS.
Yes,
I am so pissed.
And that baffles me now that we're paying $400 to $500 for an SKS when I've had two in my life. And that when you guys were showing your Bubba one, I was like, how did that fuck up? Because I've never seen an SKS fail.
What is this one?
I showed you my Ruger Charger. Oh, there it is. So I was at the Tanner Gun store in Denver because we had to live there. Dizzy, go away. Jesus, she's knocking shit around. And there was an SKS there for $260. I took a phone call, turned around, somebody was filling out paperwork. I was like, motherfucker, that was my best shot at an SKS in the last 10 years
for a decent price.
For a decent price, I didn't care. I don't remember. I don't even care if it was a Norinco. I would have taken it.
Well, but Norincos were actually better.
They were actually really good.
Yeah. So back then.
But yeah.
But you were talking about your mags here.
So.
Oh, you got another question?
No.
No, Roden asked what
favorite
AK mag. So mine are Circle 10.
100%. If I have to pick polymer mags and their range mags, like I'm one of the weird guys that actually doesn't have a problem with the P mags. Even the ones that aren't reinforced, Circle 10's my favorite. But for my 5.56, what I've gotten into the habit of buying are Polish Radom mags. And the reason why is because the Circle 10 mags are $55 a piece for those mags. Cheap. Where the Radoms are like $22, and I can get them pretty easily now, and I can get a lot of them because there's a company now. Atlantic Firearms is one, but there's another one that Arms America, I think is who it is. That's allowing them to be imported and they're selling them by the gross. So that's where I got my other stash of 5.56 AK mags.
Yeah. And I run the PMags too in the Wasser. The Circle 10s don't fit in my Wasser. But I do run I like the PMags and they always run great in the Wasser.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I even have 5.45 PMags. I wish Magpul would make 5.56 PMags, but they won't for the AK. I've not had any problems.
But it's becoming a more popular platform now.
Yeah.
A lot more companies are starting to come out with them. So we'll probably see PMAG 5.56.
I hope so for the AK.
Yeah.
But you also know that the Army and Marine Corps switched to these guys, right? The PMags.
No, I didn't know that.
That is their issue mag now.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So
it's a good mag.
It is the Delta dudes and the SEAL guys all used them for years, and then they finally just said, "Hey, guess what? We're dumping these," and that's what they're using now.
Nice.
So as far as magazines go, I don't own an AK. I'm really not a snob about them. I have.
Don't say you don't own an AK. Just say yet.
Yet.
I have. Let's see. There's 3 P mags right there. There's an old GI mag with a Magpul on it, the original. This one's Swamp Fox. This is what you were talking about, Ray.
That's the one that failed.
So I had 2 of these. We broke the feed lips on one of these. Don't know how. I don't know what this is. CAA. I buy whatever just because I want to see what I can break. So now I know that one's going to break at some point. But
Ben, I'm not shaving my beard yet. That's not happening.
I said I'm going to shave it.
Yeah, I know. You said that.
I did it once.
No.
What's interesting about this?
I'll trim
this
it.
Looks like an IMI mag.
It looks exactly like an IMI mag. So I don't know. I'll run whatever. Like I'm the guy that likes to break shit. So I want to break shit.
The only thing is that I've become a PSA snob. And when I say Palmetto State Armory, PMags, they were selling for $6 a piece.
Yeah.
So I have 30 of these guys now in the normal PMag. I also have 10 of the D&H mags, steel mags.
Yeah.
But I run PMags in this because I also have an AK at my M90 that uses PMags. So.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just run whatever until it fails. You know, I know what works. I know when the big igloo comes. I know what I'm running for sure.
Right.
Beyond that, who cares? If we're just at the range, let's break shit. You know?
Well, it's a good time to test your kit, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta know what's gonna fail. Like, I mean, I do spend good money on my belts. I do spend good money on medical gear.
Gear.
On certain gear, yes.
Right.
Medical, you gotta spend money there.
You cannot skimp on that shit. You can't buy the $2 tourniquets off Wish and expect them to work. They might work. I don't know.
But I'm not trusting my life or somebody else's life on that shit.
Fuck no.
I'll use it for a training class or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Where I go with that is that there's a difference between inexpensive and cheap.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're absolutely right.
Inexpensive means that it's worth what you paid for it,
right?
And it does the job.
Yeah, that's why you have a $400 AR. I have a $300 AR,
and they run.
But my precision rifle will do that just because is $2,000.
Yep.
I certain things need to be expensive.
Right. Yep. Yeah. We're talking about PSA. Any experience? Thoughts
the AKV?
No. We haven't had any experience.
Haven't had one yet.
I haven't shot the AKV. The only PSA AK I have experience with is I have a Gen 2 AK-47.
Which I would like to see.
I will tell you this, PSA stands behind their shit.
For as long as you own it.
Yeah.
And actually, I think theirs is transferable to where the next person does the same thing.
So it's the High Point and the Taurus warranty.
The only difference is that you're more likely going to get it fixed rather than just replaced with the High Point or the Taurus. They usually go, we found another problem. And
No. High Point will either fix or send you parts. If you call High Point anytime, I have a buddy that has, 4 or 5 High Points. Anytime anything fails, which is pretty rare, it doesn't matter. He's, the third, fourth owner on some of these. They just send him parts.
And the same goes with PSA. I've never had a problem with anything.
I haven't, yeah.
And I've ran them for a couple years now, 3 years actually, and I've not had any problems with PSA. And this one is supposed to be one of their ones with the lightweight upper that the rail system's supposed to just magically come off,
yeah.
And it doesn't. It hasn't. I've never had to Loctite it. I've never had to tighten it down.
Right.
So sample size of 1.
Yes.
But I can honestly say that my PSA has ran circles around anything else I have. I'm not an AR snob. When I look at the Daniel Defense guns, I'm like, wow, that's really cool, and there's no way in hell I'm spending $2,000 on an AR-15.
Right.
I'm sure they're worth it. I'm sure there's a lot of cool trick to them, but there's no way in hell I'm going to do that because I'm going to cry the minute I break something on it.
Yeah.
Jesus, she keeps hitting.
And I say that, and then you see an Arsenal AK, and Arsenal AKs are supposed to be Gucci AKs nowadays.
Right, I know, right? But, it's an AK.
But the Arsenal AK isn't a Gucci gun if you look at it. You look at Krebs, and they're like... There for a while, Krebs was actually buying Sentry rifles.
Right.
But
they're rebuilding them.
Yeah.
They're fine-tuning them
out. But the problem is that Sentry's AK, for the longest time, was crap. What they were using, their stamped one.
Yeah.
Their milled one was actually okay. You'd get more use out of it. But it started showing problems around on the bolt. And that's the big thing with the AK. Issues. You have to look at the bolt a lot. And when you're cleaning an AK, look at the bolt.
Yeah.
Okay? If you see any funky things on the bolt, talk to an AK guy. Invest in a set of field gauges for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? So headspace gauges are awesome for the AK. The AR, if you have them...
You headspace it when you build it.
Yeah, I was going to say when you headspace
it... Or you don't.
What's really funny is it's still where the AK will not go into battery. This will go far enough to where everything will still snap and fire with the no-go gauge.
Yes.
Which floored me the first time I ever built one and was like, what the hell? That shouldn't happen. And I took it back apart, put it back together, checked it in another rifle, and went, oh, well, I guess that's just part of the rifle. You should be smart enough to know that if it's that far out, it's out of battery and you shouldn't shoot it.
Right.
And the AK, there's...
Almost no such thing as out of battery?
Well, there's a peasant... It's a peasant rifle. If the charging handle hasn't gone all the way forward, and you tap it and it doesn't go, you need to check it.
Yes.
So...
Well, and, we were talking about the AK, so... you were saying a lot of money was spent sending the plans off, all this and that, but it was designed so that any monkey could build it.
Yeah.
Anybody they pulled off the street could. Oh, what the hell was that? Like burped out of my nose. Shit. Oh, that hurt. But anybody could build and assemble these rifles. That's what made the AK the AK. And besides that, they fucking ran. Anybody could shoot.
When I was working on building my Wasser up. If I ever got frustrated or something like that, I'd drink a bottle of vodka, and then go right back to working on it, and it went smoother.
So vodka makes AKs?